All right, welcome back. It's time for us to get into some conversations. Now, over the weekend, some very disturbing news on the University of Ghana campus with the Commonwealth Hall students and the Saba Hall students getting into a very nasty riot. Burning of cars and vandalizing property and all of that was happening on the campus. And this is not the first time, but it's troubling. Caleb Kuda has a report for us. Let's take a look at this report. We'll come back and then we'll delve into some conversations.
The bizarre incident occurred on Friday night. Reports indicate that the angry vandals of Commonwealth Hall besieged the premises of Mensa Saba after one of their own was allegedly manhandled by a Viking. Students pelted stones and other harmful objects at each other. The violence escalated quickly as a private vehicle parked at Mensa Saba Hall was burnt. In the process, the bust of Mensa Saba, the iconic lawyer the hall is named after for his exemplary role in the fight against the land bill in pre-independence era, was stolen. Some students who spoke to Citi News say they are living in fear.
Right between these two halls made me feel unsafe because at the long run it can escalate. Yes, it can escalate because it was very intense to the extent of even burning cars. People were even butchered, and you could see that yes, it's a very serious one.
It's a bit disheartening that this occurred during Mensa Saba whole week celebration. Yes, it was supposed to be something fun, but with what occurred, we know that it's not fun, more violence, destroying cars and things. I was a bit scared. Yes, like this is happening on campus, anything can happen.
The Legon police has picked up some students involved in the clashes. The management of the university has in a statement condemned the incident and calls on the two factions to halt plans of further clashes. It assured that persons found culpable will be dealt with. The university management shared its resolve to keep the campus safe for academic activities.
All right, so that's a report by a colleague, Caleb Kuda, on the happenings on campus. Now, there's a story we have on citynewsroom.com, and there's a statement in the story there, and it says here, notice, clash between students of Commonwealth and Mensa Saba halls. The management of the university has noted with concern yet another series of clashes between students of Commonwealth and Mensa Saba halls, which occurred late in the evening of Friday, August 5th, and in the early hours of Saturday, August 6th, 2022. The management condemns these needless acts of violence that have led to injuries and destruction of property and calls on students of the two halls to immediately halt any planned continuation of these acts. Efforts to identify perpetrators are ongoing, and those found culpable of breaking national or university regulations will be appropriately sanctioned. Management assures the university community of its resolve to ensure that academic work and other activities proceed without hindrance, and of its commitment to safeguarding peace and stability on all campuses of the university. And it's signed by the registrar, Mrs. Emilia A.J. Mensah. So these are, the happenings over the weekend. Apioko, yes. I struggle, that people who have, you've gone to university. It's a privilege to go to university, and you are going to stir up riots. You're going to fight. You're going to. I don't understand this.
So, yes, there's good, clean fun. You have students getting a little bit out of hand sometimes, but for it to degenerate into vandalism, breaking the law,
Yeah.
and stealing national assets.
Yeah.
Because look, this statue or bust of Mensa Saba that
Yeah.
has been taken.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't understand who Mensa Saba is.
Yeah.
And the fact that that
But
statue...
of course they don't.
No, that statue and that hall
Yeah.
was set up 1960 or so because we wanted to commemorate the memory of someone who has contributed so much to Ghana's education from the Gold Coast times.
Yeah.
Someone who, in his works with others of his caliber, laid the foundation for the independence that you're enjoying today, that you think you can get up and destroy
do whatever,
things.
yeah.
And you are university students. What is your plan? What is your plan? I think that, you know, a lot of the time, students forget that they are not children. University students, they are not children.
Yeah.
You are adults. If you are to be tried in a court of law, you be tried as an adult. Your parents cannot save you. Indeed, there are many students, I'm sure some of them are amongst this, you know, degenerate crop. I will call them that because that's not how
But that's what they
people
are.
who are sensible
Oh,
behave.
yeah.
I'm sure some of them amongst them, their parents don't even know where Accra is, let alone the university.
Yeah.
They put so much into your education.
Yeah.
Some of them are enjoying the subsidies that come with a university education at the University of Ghana. And then you come and you defile decades of a legacy.
Yeah.
That is educational, that is national. And then you disgrace yourself
Yeah.
and Ghanaians. I mean, why?
And it's
To what end?
And usually these clashes come about as a result of cockfights. Literally, that's what it is, right? It's ego driven. It's just basically one saying that I'm superior to you, the other one saying that you are not. And that's it. That's really what it is, right? So it's completely unacceptable. It's barbaric. It's you honestly, when you call yourself a university student, do you even understand what it means? You must be out of your mind to rampage on the streets, vandalizing property. You really must be out of your mind. What on earth? You see, we call university students are supposed to be intellectuals.
Exactly.
There is no intelligence in any of this behavior. Not an iota of intelligence. So if we have a bunch of dimwits in our universities, what does the future hold for us? Because that's what you have. Nickonpoops and dimwits running around on campus, fighting each other, pretending to be intellectuals. It's a disgrace. Complete disgrace. You see, and I want to call on the police, the university authorities, to come down with a sledgehammer and show that this will not be tolerated now or ever in the future. Now or ever into the future. And that the repercussions of such behaviors will end you with in places that you will not like. So don't even try. When your ego starts to rise, calm yourself down. Because the people who are involved in this, those who are found culpable, listen, they should be jailed with the harshest punishment. You see, I think that
expelled from the school.
Well, that's
you
it.
You don't belong there.
Yeah.
Make way for people who will come and make use of the education.
You've taken somebody's space. You've taken up somebody's space. That person should be in the university. You have taken up. You are breathing rarefied air in a university that you shouldn't be in.
Exactly.
You are taking up somebody's space. Get out and be jailed, and let somebody take your place. It's unacceptable for such behavior. Not in 2022. We are not animals. We are not in a jungle. You should see them on the streets as if we are in some war-torn country. People throwing stones at it in the university campus. No. It's unacceptable. No.
I mean, well said. I'm not even going to add anything to that, David. I agree with everything you said. But we have Prince Asumedu, the SRC President of the University of Ghana, on the phone line. Prince, good morning. Are you there? Hello, Prince.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Yes, I'm good. Yes, sir.
I'm well, thank you. Prince, for me, it's a sad, sad day for the University of Ghana. As an alumna of the school, as a Ghanaian, it's a very sad day. What's the aura on campus like at the moment? And as the SRC president, what's your position on this?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity this morning. First of all, my outfit as the office of the SRC President, we condemn the incident that happened last Friday night between Commonwealth Hall and Mexico. That proves that incident will not affect subsequently to come with the environment. Can have been restored, as it was on time with its men to make sure that calm is restored for economic work to continue. So, there is peace on campus. That's what I can say.
Okay, so Prince, at the moment, how are students feeling about this? You have spoken as the SRC president, and of course, I believe on the entire on behalf of this entire student representative council body. But how are other students feeling about this in general? Especially, I'm curious to know students who are inhabitants or residents of these two halls that were involved in this abysmal act.
It's sad because the University of Ghana is the premier university of the country, and that attitude is so barbaric in the sense that students within a certain this prestigious university would indulge themselves in this act. So it's not something pleasant for the residents of these two halls and other halls within the university. But I'm proud that university management and the security agencies are working hand in hand to investigate and bring the corporate book. So, yeah, it's not good, it's bad. And we are praying to our students that such attitude would be aborted and prevented in subsequent days to come.
Prince, so this is not the first time it's happening. These two halls are notorious for clashing with each other every few years. What do you know is the trigger for this one?
You see, the rivalry has been there for a very long time.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And whether who caused it or not, I'm not in any of this force. I'm at Jubilee Hall. We are not going to give justifications to the cause or what triggered this. At the end of the day, if your name comes up that A and B was involved in what happened that has brought this such a disgrace to the citadel of knowledge, which is the University of Ghana, all those people, I can assure you, looking at what's happening currently at management level and at the SRC level, all those students will be used to set example to other students in subsequent days to come.
Yeah. The reason why I ask you about the trigger is that a lot of the times when you're trying to solve a problem, if we can get to the root of what causes this thing, then you can look at forestalling it. Do you see? That's
when it happens like that, the story becomes a lot.
Okay.
Commonwealth Hall will say things that will favor them. Mensa Saba Hall will also say things that will favor them. So, as a leader of the student populace and working with management, we have to work with people that have intelligence in such matters. And these are the security agencies. And to put the IGP himself to come on ground to tell you how serious we are about this time around. We are not going to sit there for tradition to ruin the reputation of the University of Ghana. We are not.
All right. Prince, thank you very much for your thoughts this morning.
You,
we
Prince.
appreciate your time on Breakfast Daily. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So that was Prince Asumadu. He's the SRC President and at the University of Ghana. Now we also have joining us Jeffrey Okansi with EduWatch. And Jeffrey, good morning.
Good morning and thanks for having me.
Yes. So you, I'm sure, have followed the happenings over the weekend on the University of Ghana, Legon campus. And what are your initial thoughts?
Well, let me first of all condemn the act and express our disappointment at EduWatch. We were expecting to hear that a student or a group of students in Legon have maybe achieved some academic laurels or written a paper that is demanding maybe new ways of doing things that will help them academically or socially. So to hear this unwanted happening, it was disheartening. Most of all, to see students attacking one another.
Yeah.
I mean, this was an attack on lives and property. And so it shouldn't be taken lightly at all. The university, mind you, does not stop with students. It is a community.
Yeah.
And you have other people going there to do other activities. People go there to work. There are workers in there. There are innocent women who are coming to sweep and clean the place. There are people who are coming to sell and go home. There are taxi and trotro drivers who are driving around offering transport services. The university is a whole community on its own. So this should be totally condemned, gross insubordination and an action that is not supported anywhere academically. It is not connected to anything academic and any social accepted, behavior of students. And so I think this one you see over there.
Yeah.
It used to be in the past is games and academics.
Yeah.
And would make mockery of ourselves, that we beat you in the game, and it will be singing and dancing, and it gets tense at some points. But then you have your student leaderships. I mean, in the halls, we have leaders of the hall. I was in Keslave Hall, another male hall like Vandal City, okay? And I happened to be a student leader, right from the hall level to the university community level, where I was an SRC executive, to even the National Union of Ghana students. I was a national executive. Okay. So I cannot, look, once in the history of time, I arrested a student during demonstration and handed the student over when we're going for the year to meet your demonstration. Okay. So, among the students, we should have a check system. This is uncalled for. Now, these are the issues that are on the table. This procession and activities like this, they've always been calendar activities during their hall weeks.
Yeah.
2, the tensions that are associated to them and the damages, they are not new. I have sat in university authority meetings to handle such issues before. I was a student leader, like I told you. The authorities have rather been reactive rather than being proactive. And let me tell you the reason why it has happened so. Because most of their reactive measures have not generated any proactive systems to forestall the rehappening. Because they are always reactive, I'm even not seeing anything in their reaction that would rather forestall a stoppage or a proper check of the system.
What would you have the authorities do?
Right. So to move forward, I think 1, we need to review the security plans on the campus to see what like I told you, they are reactive rather than being proactive. Now let's develop a special security plan for such campus processions. Let me tell you why I'm saying this. Look, there are bigger national demonstrations. Recently, you saw one happening in Ghana. Yeah. And the police happens to be there, and they protected lives. So what you have to do as a university security authority is to put a plan in place when they are going to have such demonstrations. Call the police in. Right now, you've been reactive. I hope you have seen the police vehicles over there.
Yes.
If the police vehicles were there, you called them on time. And during the procession, the police vehicles guided, would we have been here where we are right now? That is what to tell you, they were reactive rather than proactive. They have proved to me once again. Okay. Now, organize hall meetings to speak to the students, the leadership in the entire halls. Now, it's for 2 purposes. 1, to caution those recalcitrant students that, look, you break the laws, you are caught, you'll be sacked and you'll be sanctioned. And then there are people who are psychologically affected. So get some psychologists to be in that meeting as well. You heard the young lady. Yeah. She's terrified. She's worried. Academically, she'll be worried. I mean, she'll be doing her assignment and this thing happened. She might be at the library. She might decide she won't go to the library again. Why should such a student suffer? Now we are going to crack the whip and share the bills on innocent students. Yeah. There are some students who did not even, during whole week, I can attest, there are students who don't even join anything at all. Yeah. And that student is in the library learning. Yeah. You are going to share the cost and it will affect them. If God forbid this happens and that student's parents are not able to pay, you are going to punish the person twice. Aside psychological trauma and the disgrace that he was not part of, you are going to surcharge him, and his parents don't have the money to pay, and you are going to embarrass that student. Think about that student too. Now, while we are going forward, let me tell you what, there's been damage of property and injuries. Let us go and treat these students, and that vehicle over there, the owner, please, let's get the vehicle fixed and all other properties damaged. All other properties. There can be a student who might be terrified, has lost something, but not come out to complain. But moving forward, let the university authorities also take some blame. And somebody must be held responsible for this one. Because like I told you, if they were proactive, somebody knew on the university calendar, 4 weeks, before we vacate, the next year running, you have all your activities you are going to do for our week. Your whole master must know before approve it. That decision must also go to the dean of students. So all these people I've mentioned, hall masters, dean of students, in charge for security in the University of Ghana, and even the Vice Chancellor's office should be answering to us why this happened. We at EduWatch think all these people should come on the table, discuss their security plan, firm up their security systems. Look, nothing stops you from also involving the student leadership. Like I told you, I was in a hall like that, and one of the things we have is a traditional council in my hall. If you misbehave, for example, a female student comes to our hall, and you shout at the student or you terrify the student, within the student ranks, you are sanctioned, even before it gets to the whole master level. So I think the systems in place must be reviewed. But whoever is caught in this act, my dear brother, I loved it the way you condemned it, with the anger. I'm loving you for that. Look, they are near completion of their education cycle. These ones are going to be working. These ones are going to be parents now. What are they going to teach their children? What nation are we growing? Go and pick the videos of the civil wars you have seen. And see what they were doing. How different was that? The only thing missing in action was guns and bombs. Am I lying?
Yeah, that's true.
And so that is what you are seeing. You are grooming young men and women who are ready to do this, especially these young men. What are they bringing to the nation? In another country, a young man is sitting in the laboratory, inventing something. How old was the young man who invented Facebook? How old was the young man who invented Twitter and the rest? Your colleagues are in other parts of the world. They are inventing, and you are here throwing stones to destroy and burn a vehicle. Some of these students who burn this vehicle don't even have a car tie. And a parent has been able to give a child a vehicle. Sardonically, do you know what happens? Even maybe the owner of this car might also be lifting other students to school, to the classroom. And you deny that student of an opportunity. Mind you, it is not only young people who school in the university. There are parents there. People have children in the house, and they've gone back to school because they were not lucky like you and I to have connected straight from maybe the secondary school. They are back in school. They have other issues, work issues, family issues, and you come and add that acts to them. My brother, I am more than angry. And as a former student leader, I take this shame and blame because this is so unwanted, condemnable. Where are we going? And this is our premier university, our proud one. Please. We should stop it now today, nip it in the bud, and retrogress, halt it, retrogress. Look, if it will mean that from today, at every procession, you will even walk like you are going to a funeral grounds, then we have to start it. Because look, you lose one guard. My brother, where we are sitting right now, you lose one guard. That is what you get in the next. Because, most of these students in there, they test waters. They are testing the waters, especially when they're sub-bridging, the belt. You know what is happening in our sub-bridging with these terrorist attacks and things like that. So somebody sees, you see, you are marketing your violence capacity. You're only marketing how truant you can be. So he comes there and says, look, you did this, God forbid. But he comes and says, look, you did it when you were even having fun. You can even do it for just $10,000 or $1 million. How many of you come and share it and do this one? That's how vulnerable you've availed yourself. Evil thrives where things like this happen. Look, in other parts of the world that you have seen people take advantage of others to perpetrate heinous crimes, this is what happens. We are there for academics. EduWatch, we expect that after all this is settled, there should be a perfect system to tell them why they are there again. That's why I talked about the education, mass education. Everybody, you don't assume that once a person goes to an exam and got into the university, he knows he came there to learn. Constantly, you must be reminding people. You and I, do you know why? I mean, when you go to church every Sunday, you are told about Jesus and God. Has it changed?
No.
Because you constantly must remember that there's a God you are worshiping. His son is Jesus Christ, through whom you are going to God. The Islamic people have their worship on Fridays. You have to religiously remind people so that they can be conscious of the fact that they are there for a purpose, for a reason. They have to achieve. Look, if we invest so much at EduWatch, we have done so much estimates about the cost of investing in just one university student. And like you rightly said, my brother, I'm saluting you. The number of students who are out there because of these ones we have given this wonderful opportunity. Your student, your mates, some of them, you beat them by just a mark or two.
Yeah.
And maybe they were even better at school than you. Examination can favor the moment. And you have had the opportunity to go into a premier university, worship the books, do the best, and come and serve Ghana. There are people who never had the opportunity to sit in the university. But their taxes are, look, huge taxes that are deducted and piled up. Is watching you in school.
Sure.
Sardonically, let me end with this one. They should remember that even some of the people whose taxes are feeding and putting them in school, some of them, they don't even have children.
Very true.
Some don't have children, but their monies are subtracted and they are seeing you through education.
Yeah.
The best you can give some of these people who are working in your schools, don't have children. They are working there. They are not even getting the salaries they expect. The best you can let them see is academic achievement, togetherness, unity, best. Let the rankings come. They say University of Ghana is ranking about 5th or 10th or even 1st in the whole world. Let us see a University of Ghana student invent something that is happening and helping the community, a way of managing garbage or a way of managing some system in the school. Let us see a love amongst you, that strength in unity. And then let's see competitions in games and academia, and not in the best who can wound somebody.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jeffrey Kabute Okansi. We really appreciate
Thanks for having us from EduWatch. We are grateful.
Engaging us this morning. Fantastic submissions that he's made. I think that is very important. I like the window he gave us on how someone's taxes is being taken to support you in school. That person doesn't even have children.
Exactly.
You are someone's child.
Yes.
Your business is to just go and concentrate and learn and make your parents proud.
Exactly.
You know, and I think it's enough said. The university, community, you need to do better, right? And these students are not accepted in such places, not at the university. We cannot have such human beings in our universities. No, we can't. There are people who were there who were afraid. There are people who were there who saw the same things happening and walked away to avoid any issues. So all those of you who were involved,
who made the choice to get involved,
to be part of it, you do not belong to the University of Ghana. No.
It means that your decision making is thwarted.
Yes.
No.
Anyway, Abby, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.